Mike Florio kind of went on those subjects. The way the public is kind of getting this information and the way it's kind of going in this Deshaun Watson suit. Here's Mike Florio from NBC Sports Pro Football Talk.
I think Deshaun Watson has no choice but to admit, and I think his lawyer essentially was flagging that issue on Friday, that when it's time to try these cases, it will be acknowledged by Deshaun Watson that he did hire a stream of massage therapists, 24 who ultimately sued him, another 18 who vouched for him, hoping, expecting, anticipating, wondering if these things would become consensual sexual encounters and trying to engineer that outcome. And when Rusty Hardin says, that's not illegal, that's not a violation of anyone's rights, it's not illegal, it's not a crime to do something that makes someone uncomfortable.
Right.
That speaks to
intent,
the inescapable,
though, right?
Exactly, the pattern.
Right.
The pattern.
Right.
When you set up the massage on Instagram, are you looking for a massage?
Right. Are you really looking for that?
Or are you
part?
looking for a massage that becomes something else? And here's the fundamental problem. It clearly wasn't okay with the vast majority of these individuals who didn't engage in the activity.
Now, Mac, while that's true, no one can read intent. That's one of the things about law. The other thing that I would say, the more that comes out, the more it looks bad for Deshaun Watson. And again, the plaintiff's attorney, Busby, is trying to get him to settle. Bottom line, put as much out there as you can, put as much pressure out in PR terms as you can, and try to get him to settle.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that when it comes to a PR standpoint, it makes sense. Like you said, this is a civil case in this situation where, again, the court of public opinion is clearly, obviously, on the side of the plaintiffs when it comes to this. And again, that's where you're kind of looking at towards all of this, is that, like you said, Busby, he's somebody who, again, they're looking towards settling it at a certain point here as well. And, there were the previous talks of the fact that, the Deshaun Watson side of it and the plaintiffs had talked about previously settling all for, except for about 3, I believe the number was, that came out for it. But, looking at this in general, I think that you can clearly see what Busby and his team is trying to go ahead and do. And I think that, at a certain point, man, just looking at, Harden and especially Deshaun Watson's side of it, at a certain point, you have to hire a PR team. Again, like, I understand trying to have your obviously you have your lawyer that's going out there. Again, Busby's doing this as well. But at the same time, you have to have a PR team to try to somewhat manage this. Like, again, to get to this point and not have some kind of a team that's on this, or at least trying to spin something in your favor. And again, like I said, I understand the details of all of this, but, again, at the same time, looking at the details of all of this and consistently getting demolished in the court of public opinion in all of this, I think is something that, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm looking at bringing somebody else in to try to manage this as best as you possibly can.